Good day and welcome. My name is Nyaka Lolepoto, and this is the channel called The Contributors. This lot is called Business and Arts, where we teach artists and hustlers how to make money out of their own talent and their own ideas. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and also press the notification bell so that you are the first one to know when the next video comes up. Today, we are going to talk about financial literacy. Financial literacy is your best friend. Not only should you be good at selling or singing or doing whatever it is that you're creatively producing, but the other thing that you should be doing is to make sure that you know how to make money. And when you do make money, you know what to do with that money, how it must come through, how you retain it, how you grow it. The first one is have a bank account. And I think a lot of people just don't get this. You would think it's the most logical thing to do to have a bank account. But we do see with these SRD grants, the 350 grants, that a lot of people do not have accounts. And not only do a lot of people not have bank accounts, a lot of people do not want to have bank accounts. There's just this thing that people have against having bank accounts. They'd rather queue the whole day rather than have a bank account maybe that a lot of these bank accounts only charge you for withdrawing a lot of the savings account. They would charge like, let's say, 4 rand, 3 rands, or whatever. It is worth that. Get a bank account, put in like 50 rands, just keep it there. Keep it open, check it. Wow, I know there are a lot of people that really do struggle, and they would struggle for a long time without any form of income. But make sure that whatever you do, have a bank account, because now you want money. Where are you going to store this money when you don't have a bank account? It's just the most logical thing ever. Never try and start anything without a bank account, because then it's power of attraction. I know it might sound a lot cheesy, but when you read books like The Secret and you understand the whole attraction thing, one of the ways to attract whatever that you want in your life is to make space for it. If you want a car, for instance, have a house that has a garage, because what all you're saying is, here's your home, and don't have a garage and then you're putting a whole lot of stuff that are like hindering. Have a garage and leave it empty, so that that's where the garage would go. The same with money. Have a bank account. Money will come. Money will come. I know it's not anybody that will get it, but just have a bank account. Just have a bank account. You don't necessarily have to get the whole thing, but you cannot want to go into business and not have a bank account. It's the silliest thing ever. Have an invoice and letterheads. Be able to give out a quotation, right? Even when you're starting out, you should have like letterheads with your address, with your bank account, with all your information and booking and like an invoice. And so when somebody comes in and say, Emma, we want you to come perform, be like, okay, where do I email the invoice? Put it out there, convert it into PDF, email it to them. Okay, this is what I charge. Even when you're charging 100 rands, even when you're charging 100 rands, can I charge 100 rands? You will give me 50 rands as a deposit, to confirm the booking. And before I perform, you'll give me the remaining 50 rands, so that you are coming up with a system of how you are going to go about the booking. Because if you do things just haphazardly, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you have performed and you're not getting paid, and you don't understand why you're not getting paid. It's because you don't have the systems. The people don't know where to pay you. You don't have a bank account, and they tell you we don't pay cash, and you're like, okay, give me cash send. Like, no, we don't work that way. And it just doesn't work. It really just doesn't work. Register a company. Another thing, if you want to really make money, you need to have a lot of things that can grow beyond you, right? All your finances has to go to a certain separate entity that can exist beyond you, because your music is going to exist even when you when you don't live anymore. If you start a company, you want your company to exist even when you are no longer available. But there's a whole lot of advantages with regards to companies. I mean, a lot of them have to do with tax and stuff like that. I'll just make it an example, like with income tax. Income tax would, it depends how much you're making, for instance. But if, let's say, for instance, you're making a million, the income tax, I think, is about 40% or so. The last time I checked, company tax could be less, and with company tax as well, because the money comes to you before you work with it, and then you declare for tax. You can make sure that you somehow spend even before the tax comes. It's a very technical thing. I don't want to parade as a financial advisor, but it's beneficial to have a vehicle, financial vehicle, that would that would outlive you, that would serve as a container for all your assets and all that sort of thing, so that you don't own stuff in your individual capacity. It financially doesn't really work out well. Know when to charge and know when to perform for free. And that's another thing. Once you start giving value, you're not gonna have to perform for free. When people start calling you, hey Nyaxum Fetu, we need you to come through, there's this event. If you're gonna call me, you are not going to tell me about, I'm still putting myself out there. There's a word I'm looking for, exposure. You're not gonna tell me about exposure. If you're gonna call me, if there's a prominent artist or whoever is coming into my area and you guys want local artists to come and perform, and you are calling me and you're saying, hey man, there's this guy, he might see you, you might be able to work out a deal with him, and easy. I will do it on my own terms if I see value in that, because half the time there's this big guy coming through. He does not even come through when I am performing or when I'm doing my thing. I'll do my things at 9 p.m. This guy comes in at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. I'm long gone. I'm 40 right now. I can't be staying at grooves until about 3 a.m. So, it better be worth my while. And with artists as well, I think that should be the case as well. You need to, even when you are coming, you need to have a plan. If you're performing for free, yes, you're performing for free, but don't perform for free on the hope that somebody from Joburg or somebody from wherever might see you and might sign you. It doesn't work that way. Don't do it. But if you see value, if you see that there are decision makers, if you see that there are people that you can network with in that particular event, then by all means go for it. But don't ever do things on assumptions and on hope. Save 10% of all your earnings. It's also another thing that we do learn about finances, right? Don't spend everything. Don't live within your means, but don't spend everything that comes in. Put something aside that you can fall back on with regard to emergencies, but also put something aside that you can invest somewhere. We're going to talk about investing not so long to come, but for every 100 rands that you make, 10 rand does not belong to your everyday expenses. Put it somewhere where you cannot be able to easily access it and live on this 90 rands. Learn to do that with the smaller money, and when you grow and you get more money, then the 10% will obviously become the bigger amount, and you will never have to worry about the future anymore because you've put something aside. But that's not how people live their lives these days, and it's not just artists, but even the middle class and everybody. People earn 100 rands and they spend 120 rands through things such as credit cards and don't fall victim to that particular thing. Do not be afraid of rejection. I manage a few pages, and artists come through looking for business from these pages. Some of them are business pages, some of them are like places of entertainment. Instead of an artist coming through and say, hey, I'm a DJ and I've seen that you got this place. I would like to come in there and perform. And we could see how we work out a deal in terms of payments. No, they don't do that. What do? Somebody goes into the inbox, puts in the mix, the link to his mix, chills out there. Dude, what am I supposed to do with this mix? What am I supposed to do with this mix of yours? Sometimes I download it, I listen to it, I'm like, yeah, it's a cool mix, but so what? But so what? And then later on, he comes in, he's like, did you get a chance to listen to this? How do you find it? I'm like, no, I haven't had time to listen to it. You know, people are afraid of rejection. What you should come out right and say, hey, Mr. X, my name is Mr. Z. I do 1, 2, 3. I see that there is an opportunity for what I do in your establishment. Can I set up an interview or maybe a date just to come and show you how I can benefit you? If we say no, thank you, you will not die. But at the very least, you would not have been one of those annoying people in our inboxes who just come and say hi, hey, who's your hot money? No, sharp, I go check. I feel no, you are not checking me. No, you are not checking me. Why would you do that? You want business. You want to perform at my tavern. You want to perform at my club. You want to. When I was a radio DJ as well, that used to happen a lot. People want you to play their music, but they don't come in there and say, "Hey, man, I've got a new song out. Please have a listen, and I would like you to play it on your show." They're like, "Hey, man, special, for it." No, it's not special for me. We're not friends. Don't do that. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid what I will say no. If I say no, you will not die. And what's the worst? At least now you know where you stand with me. I'm not gonna play your music. Then you will move on to someone else who's most likely to play your music. So, but do not be afraid. Especially of people who have money, people who can make it. They are human beings just like you and me. But go out there and state your case outright. Don't go who, hi, what. It's annoying. It's annoying. Invest in property and in agriculture. Invest in chickens, cows, pigs, eggs, that sort of thing. Put that. If you, whatever, the 10% that I was talking about, as it accumulates, take that, put it in agriculture, put it in a better space, grow some vegetables there. So, bigger space, put some chickens there. So, bigger-ish space, put some pigs in there. Sell. You will not want. You will not want because you cannot rely only on your music. You cannot rely only on your talent. You cannot rely only on your business. And we saw this with the COVID pandemic. Agriculture survived. The people in agriculture actually were doing even better. When people were losing their jobs, businesses were collapsing, people were getting retrenched, artists were struggling, they were not getting bookings and stuff like that. The people in agriculture were still fine. The people who have rental businesses and they struggled a bit or anything like that, but people still had to stay somewhere. People still needed a place to stay, and you really cannot go wrong with that. Whatever money you put it in the property and put it in agriculture. You will not go wrong. Learn new ways to make money. Plan Bs. Like I said, you cannot just, especially when you're an artist, especially when you are in a creative, there's always new people coming up with better ideas, newer ways of doing things. The industry is going to outgrow you. Eventually, the industry is going to outgrow you. As you grow older, you don't have the energy anymore. Like I said, when I go to clubs and stuff like that, 10 p.m. I want to leave. And I'm 40 right now. Imagine 10 years later when I'm 50. I probably won't even want to go anywhere near a club or anything like that. How am I going to make money when I have not made ways of trying to come up with an income in different ways? You could be a cameraman, you could be like a videographer. I always say, if you want to stay within the industry, editing music videos, editing the audios, all that sort of thing, setting up stuff, setting up like your YouTube video, like that sort of thing that people marketing, being an artist manager, find ways within the industry that make money, or you could go elsewhere altogether. Elsewhere altogether, like I said, with the other businesses that I said, like a laundromat, for instance, opening a car wash, different things that are just way outside of the industry, but keep learning new ways, because when you are in the music industry, you are renting here, you are not going to live here forever, right? You just put in a tent. After a while, you're gonna have to take out your tent and move on. The new people come in through. Learn a craft. Learn a craft. Yeah, like hobbies of a sort, right? Like new things to keep you creative. It could be sewing, for instance. It could be just something that keeps you creative. It could make you money, but also it helps you unwind. It helps expand your creativity beyond what if you sing, for instance, but you can also design clothes. It's also great if you sing, for instance, but also you are a welder, right? You can take that artistic energy from your music into welding, so you become, of like, yeah, if you could work with wood, a lot of things. And learn how to solicit business. This one I've already mentioned. Know how to approach people, know how to talk to people, get straight to the point. Don't make small talk, don't make pussyfooting things like you are hot money who's wrong, sharp. No, no, we are in business, we don't want to be friends. Get straight to the point. We are very busy. The people that will make you money, yes, will want to talk to you, but they don't want to talk to you about a whole lot of nothing. They want to know that what are you going to bring into the table? If you want money from me, how much money are you going to make from me? My name is Nyaka Lolepoto. This is a channel called The Contributors. Business and Arts is the name of the slot. Like, subscribe, press the notification bell so that you're the first one to know when the next album is out. Away.